Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel Christmas Countdown. We're getting down near the end of the countdown, but don't forget that even when the countdown is over, keep coming back all year for the regular videos. Today I have the final of the 3 ornaments I got this year. And this is the Sega Dreamcast ornament. Now I have to say I got the Sega Genesis ornament last year, but I did not have a chance to film a review of it. I will in the future. However, I am completely perplexed as to why Hallmark skipped over Sega CD, 32X, and probably most prominently the Sega Saturn that are in between the Genesis and the Dreamcast. Why'd they leap ahead to Dreamcast? I have no idea. It makes no sense. The Dreamcast is my least favorite Sega system, and it primarily comes down to the lack of games that were available, and just that there was very little that was beyond the Sonic, and everybody remembers Crazy Taxi and the dance game, but there just wasn't all that much for it. And the biggest thing for me was the fake out and the ultimate failure to deliver the Castlevania game. That probably would have been, I think, clearly the best game for the system, particularly if things ended up the way they did, where Sega didn't really support this system for that long. So I'm not all that tremendously super excited about a Dreamcast ornament, but it looks pretty good from the box, which is understated and standard Hallmark packaging like usual. You basically have the photo of the ornament, lots of red keepsake panels, and then the little blurb about the artist who sculpted this one. And I believe this is the same artist who did the wonderful Witcher ornament that I reviewed previously in this countdown. So here he is again, and it says battery operated. Press the power button to see the ornament illuminate and hear sounds from the game Sonic Adventure. So certainly that was one of the great games available for this. It says batteries are included, made in Thailand. And here on the bottom, the one disappointment on the bottom here is, unlike the last 2 ornaments, we got no Sega logo. Here it is out of the box. Infernal batteries. They may include the batteries, but my God, they make you work for it. I have been working on this for about 10 minutes now with no success. I've peeled off one layer in the back. It can't be punctured even by a sharp point. And I spent about 30 minutes trying to get the batteries out. And I think it's just a terrible all-around packaging for the batteries. Yes, they included the batteries, and by God, at this price they ought to, but the batteries should be packaged in a different way. This would be very dangerous for any child that was trying to open these. It was very difficult to avoid cutting my fingers or hands, all the sharp plastic. And then there's a diabolical extra layer of plastic under all that cardboard that you can't pierce. You basically have to start slashing and cutting away all the plastic and the cardboard until you can just pry it open with your fingers desperately. So it was very dangerous. I don't know how in this litigious age we live in, how Hallmark can dare to put batteries in a dangerous package like that, but they've got to fix that. Once the batteries were out, it was pretty straightforward to get them into the compartment. And as you can see here, we have a very realistic depiction of the Sega Dreamcast, really down to the colors and the cord and everything. Just want to zoom in on the control pad here. You can see the LED screen that was on there. You have the 4 color buttons. You have the triangle button, the pad, and the joystick. And then here you have the power switch, the controller plugged in with the additional controller slots there. Logo. Gonna need a Phillips screwdriver for that battery door. Sega logo there. And now, of course, for the main attraction, which is the lights and the sound, and I may have to monkey with the audio so that I don't get one of these bum copyright strikes that only people like me would get. But then you have these bozos with 5 million subscribers who are able to pirate any footage from anybody with no credit and steal music and use movie scenes and footage, and they just get paid by YouTube. A little guy like me tries to do that, they come down on you like a sledgehammer. So let's go ahead and push the button. I have to say that is probably the loudest Hallmark ornament I've ever had, but it is wonderful music from Sonic Adventure, and you saw right there Sonic on the screen, at least I hope you did. And so I would say, while this is certainly not my favorite Sega system, and it's pretty far down my list of favorite game systems, but if you love the Dreamcast, I think you're going to love this ornament. And I think secondarily, if you're a Sonic fan and you just want to get every, if not every piece of Sonic merchandise, every ornament for your tree that might have Sonic, and then you're definitely going to have to get this as well. And you got to thank me for being able to get this. You can still get it right now because I made the effort to grab one of these while it was available, and when I do that, the ornament becomes available in perpetuity, and in fact sometimes at a lower price than what I paid for it. If I don't buy it or I'm late, I wait a few weeks, it sells out and you can never buy it again. So you can thank me. I'm solely responsible for you being able to go out right now after Christmas and buy this ornament. So I'm going to go ahead and I hate to say it, but this would have been 5 stars if it wasn't for the batteries. I have to take a star off because somebody's going to get hurt with that battery packaging, and I don't see why I should have to risk tearing my hands up just to open a Christmas ornament and put the batteries in. So in short, I would highly recommend this if you are a fan of Sega, Dreamcast, or Sonic. But if you are, I hope you'll join me in asking Hallmark to not forget about the game systems they skipped over. The Master System, Sega CD, 32X, the Saturn, and the Game Gear. And what was that thing called? I don't have it, but the Nomad, that's it, Nomad. So let's see those other, in my opinion, far superior Sega systems, if not in technology, in the games they had for them. So I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time on this Christmas countdown. Bye, everybody.